We have a little musical treat for you now as we head to Austin County. James Duff started a settlement in 1841. Within a few years, folks called it Ulm, after the German city. Then the railroad passed it by, and the whole town just picked up and moved, lock, stock, and barrel, to be next to the tracks. And that's how New Ulm was born.
Ulm is a town in Germany. There's an Ulm and a New Ulm in Germany. It's divided by the Danube River. In fact, I was captured just south of Ulm in Germany. And the first town I saw was Ulm. And I thought, oh my gosh, I said, almost like being home, you know. Of course, it's a good-sized city. It's about 200,000 people.
Alton Haverlah was born and raised here. He spent 3.5 years in the service in World War II, and he worked for Gulf Atlantic Warehouse in Houston for 25 years. Alton and his wife Edna came home to New Ulm in 1970. They bought this place and opened the Parlour restaurant in January of '75. Alton says it's the oldest building in the oldest county in the state.
It was originally a funeral parlor. That's what it was, up until the mid-1950s. And then it was vacant for a time, and previous to myself, it had 2 other owners. The building itself that you're in here is all original. It's 90 years old. A dead giveaway is the holes drilled in the floor. That's how the people drained the water after the 1900 storm, because they had about 1 foot of water in this building, all buildings around here. This is the original building as it was constructed in 93. This is the old saloon here, the dance hall on top, the grocery store, the feed store and what have you, hardware, tin shop and so on, and feed. This is where we are right now, the parlor. Up here it has, if you see, I have a magnifying glass, you can see the word furniture, and up here it says coffins.
The band that rocks the Parlour on Saturday nights features Leo and Helen Micklitz and Davy and Norma Gross.
Mr. Micklitz and I were in opposing forces in World War II. He was in the German Army and I was in the Army Air Corps. I got shot down and got captured, and I wound up spending 15 months in a German prisoner of war camp. And Leo, at the end of the war, was captured by the Russians and spent 4 years in Russia as a prisoner.
Edna and Alton and their son Randy and Randy's wife Trina and their children Susie and Dixie and little Randy make the operation of the Parlour restaurant a truly family affair. And families come here for the food and the fun of it.
Well, aren't they wonderful? Leo and Helen and Davy and Norma play their own brand of music every Saturday night at the Parlour restaurant in New Ulm. It's about 75 miles west of Houston, where farm roads 1094 and 109 intersect. That's this week's edition of The Eyes of Texas. I'm Ron Stone. Have a good week.